Hello, my friends. I'm sitting back and giving you Eschatology Update 2018. I've been telling you exactly how these things are going to play out, and much to my dismay or joy, I guess it depends on how you want to look at it, Great Reversal's starting to hit. So, if you haven't realized, this past week we had Satan 2, and God's pretty blatant with his plan. We have a missile. It's a hypersonic nuclear missile through Russia that's called Satan 2. And what it can do is basically go from underwater to above the atmosphere and drop nuclear bombs anywhere in the world. Now, whether this is truth or a lie, because obviously Satan's the master of lies, the simple way of doing it is thinking they could have the technology, they couldn't have the technology. But the answer is, if they do, we're in deep trouble. But that gets us back to the important part, which is Jerusalem. Jesus always told us to look back to Jerusalem at the end times. And during that time frame, you can kind of look through a lot of the different articles that are out here. What you'll start seeing is the big factor that we're starting to talk about is what I brought forth in the first place, which is the embassy. So on May 14th, which celebrates the initial run back to Jerusalem, U.S. is going to be opening an embassy, or at least a temporary embassy there. Guatemala is going to come. And you can just see all the politics around everything with that in May. Guatemala's coming on board. Unfortunately, Google's not giving me any of the articles regarding the Muslim statements to it. But at the same standpoint, let's go back to what happens the day after. The day after is Ramadan. Now, this is interesting because the war after the initial declaration of Israel occurred on Ramadan 70 years ago. And now we're 70 years later, and Ramadan occurs right after Jerusalem celebrates its 70th anniversary as a state. Coincidence? I think not. What I'd also point you to is liberal Jews in the Americas. They praise Saudi Arabia and the UAE. They do not like the fact that Palestine doesn't have its own state. So the liberal Jews in America do not support Israel or a Jewish state without a Palestinian state, which, by the way, is the international community standpoint. We all know it's not going to work, but needless to say, my favorite person to nominate as the Antichrist is Mr. Erdogan. If you notice, he's got how many different generations of war people as he's standing on his basically Masonic temple, which is also a Muslim building as well. But needless to say, he is what he is. From there, I'll just stop going there. But from my standpoint, I don't know if there's really much more I can tell you guys. I've been paying attention to everything, and unfortunately or fortunately, everything that I've been talking about is actually becoming true. So to my Christian brothers out there, keep your eyes open. Turkey's getting hostile. Iran's getting hostile. You're going to start seeing the Muslims attack the Israelis. You're going to see a fight between conservative and liberal, and you're going to start seeing more and more discord amongst brother against brother. But needless to say, I'm just waiting for Christ to come. I'll talk to you later, brothers. Bye.